Good afternoon to all and welcome to the session, the Hindu editorial analysis for proficiency in English. As usual, let us start with the snippets. What is the first one? Defense equipment offer. There is one word here, equipment. They have given many a time. Equipments, right or wrong? Good afternoon, Naidu. Looks like you have just joined. Equipment's not correct. It should be equipment. India gives lukewarm response to Russia. Russia must have offered something, and what is the response of India? Lukewarm. One word you have to think, overwhelming. Response is very good, we say, that's right. Equipment's wrong, equipment is correct. Overwhelming response, very good response. And not so enthusiastic, we use lukewarm response to Russia. An important word you have to remember. Coming to the next one, UNESCO honor. An important word is it is not honor, it is honor. H is silent. Based on that, we have to say it is an honor. In this context, you have to think of an honest man. A lot of people say a honest, not correct, an honest man. Deepavali enters cultural heritage list. So UNESCO honor, India has got the festival of lights, cultural heritage. Heritage, something we get generations down the line, we use the word heritage. Coming to the next one, deepening rift. There's one more word here, a rift. Generally, imagine friends, because of some dispute, a gap is created, then we use the word rift between the friends. Rift means, in a way, gap. Deepening rift, deepening gap between the USA and Europe. And Donald Trump has given a statement. What is that? Trump slams Europe, saying it is decaying. A very strong word. Slam, we have got many a time. One meaning, close something, especially doors. Don't slam the doors. And here, slam also means criticize harshly. Brawl, you can say rift, scuffle, all these words. And decaying. Decay means to go down, to deteriorate. That is also an important word, but it is a negative word. Next one is data point. You all know datum singular, data plural. But data can also be a collective noun, then we have to use a singular verb. What is this data point? The deepening crisis in Sudan. Crisis singular, crisis plural. The displacement crisis is the largest and fastest growing issue. The largest and fastest, very important. When we use two adjectives that refer to the same person or same thing, before the second adjective, we should not use any article. Very important, you have to recollect that immediately. The largest, in the exam they may give the largest and the fastest, then it is wrong. The largest and fastest growing issue. Before the second noun, second adjective, when they refer to the same person or same thing, we should not use any article. Another typical example, he is the chairman and the MD of a company. Is that right or wrong? Two nouns refer to the same person, then before the second noun, we should not use any article. He is the chairman and MD of the company, not the MD. Displacement, whenever there is a political turmoil, some sort of upheaval, people have to move. Then we use the word displacement, an important word. It seems that is a growing, some crisis over there. Coming to the last one, you can make out hockey. Podium finish. Usually the word podium goes with sports and also public speaking. Public speakers, we also use the word rostrum. Podium, rostrum. And sports also, while receiving the award or the medals, they go to the podium. Podium finish. India claims bronze in Junior Hockey World Cup. Sport related. Coming to the main headline of today's paper, Illegal immigrants will be deported, says Shah. Any country will not tolerate illegal immigrants, obviously. And right now it is in the limelight, illegal immigration. You all know the US also very serious about sending out or deporting illegal immigrants. India also the same stand. Illegal immigrants will be deported. We will deport future active voice. They will be deported future passive voice. And when you see the word, very good, Naidu, you have to recollect words like immigrants based on that, migrate, exodus, immigrate, emigrate, turmoil, refugees, asylum, persecution, diaspora. So many words I've given many a time. Coming to the next one, advocates. Here we have a plural noun ending in the letter S. Then you have to recollect the rule. If a plural noun ends in the letter S, we should use apostrophe after the letter S. Advocate's body chief flags letter on rape verdict. Flag means to mark something important, and mark flag what? Letter on rape verdict. You all know, yesterday we got the news, Kerala, a particular MLA was acquitted, and regarding that, it seems, flag a letter. Social media ban for youth takes effect in Australia. Social media ban for whom the youth takes effect means comes into force, an important expression. In which country? In Australia. Coming to the next one, Chhattisgarh to look into cases of former Maoists. The word former, important. Former vice president. You all know that. But in this context, you have to recollect two words, former, latter. Former means first in position, latter, not later, second in position. Those two you have to recollect and look into, do research or find out, look into something. Take that issue seriously and find out the reasons behind. Here you can see a pic, unique farming. When you see the word unique, you have to become alert. An unique person, right or wrong? Wrong. Unique, the first letter U, but the pronunciation U, ya sound, U sound, that is a consonantal sound. Based on that, we have to say a unique person, not an unique person. Unique farming. Seasonal affair, a Kashmiri farmer plucking lotus stems from the Anchar Lake in Srinagar on Wednesday. The lotus stem, a popular vegetable in the valley, is extracted from November to March every year. It talks about something Kashmir related and seasonal, from which month to which month? November to March. What do? They extract, pluck, collect lotus stems. And it seems it's very popular. The lotus stem, a popular vegetable in the valley. That is, I have come across this for the first time. Coming to the next one, over 1.8 lakh crore invested under PLI schemes government. Simple, nothing to learn as such. In crackdown, there's one word here, crackdown. Whenever there's some trouble, police try to deal with that trouble or something like clashes in a very strict manner. Then we use the word crackdown. In crackdown, DGCA to deploy 9 officials at Indigo headquarters. We have got the word deploy many a time. Deploy means place in position. Stern also you can. Control. That's all from the front page, but we have the last one. Locomotive pilot unfit, Bilaspur crash report. You can see the pic. Based on that report, the report says the locomotive pilot, he was unfit, not fit physically. So the report says that. That's all from today's front page of the Hindu paper. Let us go to the editorial. Today's editorial, not easy to understand, a little complicated, and we have 15 plus words. First, we will focus on vocabulary. Strides, an important word. Make strides. It takes a verb, make, deploy, place in position. That's right, Divya. And Naidu, military deployment, police deployment. Strides, significant progress or advances in a particular area. When you make progress in a particular area, we use the word strides. And it goes with the verb make strides. Iterative. You all know the word reiterate. What is the meaning of reiterate? I would like to reiterate. Means repeat many a time. Same meaning, part of speech adjective. Repeated again and again to improve something. Involving repetition. Syndication has many meanings. Article syndication goes with a particular context. Syndicate members, syndication has a different negative connotation also. Part of speech, noun, the act of distributing content, articles, videos, etc., for reuse or publication by others, often requiring a license. Goes with information, entertainment industry, and also media. An important word. Coming to the next one, pit. Pit can be a noun, pit can be a verb. You make a hole in the, you see a hole in the ground, pit. And we have one particular snake species, pit viper. But here pit has been used as a verb, a different meaning altogether. To set in position, to make two groups compete or fight against each other. Generally, we say they have been pitted against each other, means they have been made to fight each other, an important word. It takes a preposition against. Hyperscalers, part of speech noun, very large technology companies that operate massive data centers and infrastructure. Huge companies in the field of IT sector and companies that deal with information, data centers, and infrastructure. Examples, Google, Amazon, Microsoft. To run advanced AI systems. Why do they have data centers and infrastructure, massive ones, to deal with what? To run what? Advanced artificial intelligence systems. Scrape. You all know the word skyscraper. Scrape, one of the meanings to collect, to remove something. And skyscraper. Which city is known as the city of skyscrapers? New York. New York is also known as Big Apple. Yes, fight against, you can also think of idioms like at daggers drawn, at loggerheads. Hyperscalers we have got for the first time, important word, scrape, to automatically collect data or content from websites. In this context, it goes with collecting data. Boil down. Something boils down to something means the core of something, the main issue, the important issue of something. Part of speech, phrasal verb, to simplify something to its core idea, to reduce to the essential point. Someone talks about a problem, then we say, Mumbai is known as the New York of the East because it is full of skyscrapers. Simplify something. What does it boil down to? Means what is it in essence? What is the main problem? Accrue, an important word we have got a few times. Part of speech verb, meaning to accumulate or increase over time, especially profits or benefits. Accrue means to get, improve, to collect, to gather over a period of time. Shrewdness, this goes with business. We also use a simple word like smart, being smart, shrewd. Practical intelligence, the ability to make smart, realistic decisions. Shrewd businessman. We also use the word acumen. Business acumen means business shrewdness. Synthesis, synthesize, to create something new. You all know the word natural. What is the opposite? Synthetic. To combine different pieces of information to create something new. Shape, part of speech verb, meaning to feel annoyed, irritated, or unfairly treated. There's a new word, I guess, we have got for the first time. And flaw, you all know, flawless English, impeccable English. Flaw means something incorrect, a mistake, part of speech noun, a weakness, more than a weakness, a defect or imperfection in a system or plan. There's a flaw in the system, means something is wrong in the system. White paper, an important expression, part of speech noun, an official authoritative government or policy document. Government official document, we use the word white paper, and that proposes solutions or frameworks. It's an official document and that proposes what? Solutions or frameworks, how to deal with a particular problem. Dissent, we have got many a time. Dissent means what? Oppose, dissent in the party, dissent in the government, part of speech noun, disagreement or an opposing opinion, especially in a group or committee. Gesture, the way you use your body, your hands, your fingers, gestures, non-verbal communication. Symbolic or indicative act showing intention or goodwill. It also, we use the expression goodwill gesture, means some act, symbolic act that shows a goodwill. Deliberate. Deliberate has two different meanings. One meaning, he has done it deliberately, means openly, intentionally. But deliberate as a verb means to think or discuss very seriously, to think carefully, discuss or consider something deeply before deciding. And what is a noun form? Noun form is deliberations. Deliberations means discussions, going deep into a particular issue and discuss. That's all about editorial vocabulary. We have 16 words. At the outset, this is an important editorial. Why? It is about artificial intelligence. It is about AI firms and also copyright issue and legal, whether there's a system to regulate or not, whether a system is required or not. All these dimensions have been touched. How does it start? AI must pay. AI means what? Artificial intelligence must pay. You all know must. Two functions. One, to express the obligation imposed by the speaker or writer. In this context, the writer. Personal obligation. Second, to convey the idea something is compulsory. Must pay. On the DPIIT working paper on AI and copyright issues. Here you have to recollect words like IPR, intellectual property rights, copyright, piracy, all are related words. And when someone, imagine there's a writer, has written a book, from that book some other writer takes and uses, that is known as plagiarism. How do you pronounce that? Plagiarism, an important word. And be careful with pronunciation. That's right, Naidu, plagiarism. What is the main idea? The working paper on AI and copyright issues is a good start. A particular department has come up with a paper, the working paper, and the writer says this working paper on what? There are two entities, AI firms and copyright issues. On these two, AI and copyright issues, is a good start. From this you can make out the editorial has, the writer has taken a positive stand. Let us see how it goes. The rapid strides, important expression, rapid progress, rapid strides. The rapid strides being made by LLMs, large language models. What do the letters stand for? Large language models. Being made by LLMs in terms of quality, depth of information, and sophistication of reasoning are fueled by two major factors. It talks about LLMs, how they are able to do progress, rapid strides being made by LLMs in terms of these three: quality, depth of information, and sophistication of reasoning are fueled by, usually fuel, it has a negative connotation, add fuel to the fire. But in this context, encouraged by, supported by two major factors. First is iterative advancements in applied machine learning techniques, which continuously improve performance of LLMs. Exactly, Divya, large language models. This is the first factor, iterative advancements in applied machine learning techniques, which continuously improve the performance of LLMs. The second is growing access to text, data, and multimedia used in training these models. There are advancements, one thing. And when it comes to training these models, they got access, growing access to text, data, and multimedia. AI firms have argued that information on the internet should be freely usable for such training, even if reproduction and similar acts of syndication by any non-AI entity would be subject to a license fee. The problem, the entire issue is about whether information available when it comes to internet, you have a lot of information. Whether that can be used or not, one thing. If someone uses, whether they have to pay or not. It talks about AI firms have argued that present perfect active voice, information on the internet should be freely usable for such training. Here it talks about training the models. For such training, even if reproduction and similar acts of syndication by any non-AI entity would be subject to a license fee. Here entity means anything for that matter. And sometimes what happens in a group, there's a person who is not that active. Then we say he's a non-entity in the group. Here subject to a license fee. And consent by the content producer. Consent means what? Approval. Subject to license fee and this one. Approval by the content producer. This has led to a fierce debate. This has resulted in a fierce debate. What is that? This has led to a fierce debate that pits or places the interests of AI hyperscalers and developers against content producers who are the news, entertainment, and book publishing, to name a few. These are the two parties that have been pitted against each other. In this light, in this backdrop, you can also think, now phrases are very important in this light, in this scenario, keeping this backdrop in mind. The Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade's working paper on AI and copyright issues proposal is a welcome step towards a solution where content providers are remunerated without having a system that could put India's AI ecosystem at a disadvantage. A lengthy sentence you got to read carefully. What does it say? A paper has been published. In this slide, the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade's working paper. This working paper on what? On AI and copyright issues proposal is a welcome step towards a solution. So here the writer appreciates a positive stand where content providers are remunerated, means they are paid. They get the payment without having a system that could put India's AI ecosystem at a disadvantage. We need a system. If there's no system, it could put AI firms in a disadvantageous position. The paper solution boils down to, means the essence of the paper. The paper solution boils down to a mandatory licensing framework. You all know the word mandatory. Mandatory means what? Compulsory. Mandatory licensing framework which would allow AI data scraping tools to limitlessly scrape public information from the internet, but would ensure that a non-profit copyright society-like body would collect payments from AI developers on the basis of revenue accrued to them through the benefits of training their models on Indian content producers' data. A very lengthy sentence. See, nowadays, passages not at all easy, exam point of view. I always tell students, when you read a lengthy sentence, first time you may not understand. No need to worry. Read twice, thrice, and meticulously, then you will be able to. What does it say? The paper solution boils down to a mandatory licensing framework, compulsory licensing framework. What is this framework? Which would allow AI data scraping tools to limitlessly collect public information from the internet, but at the same time would ensure something. What? But would ensure that a non-profit copyright society like some body would collect payments from AI developers on what basis? On the basis of revenue accrued to them through the benefits of training their models on Indian content producers' data. They are using the producers' data, and obviously they are supposed to pay. We need a system regarding that. Their reasoning is partly driven by practical shrewdness on the drafting committee's part, which rightly reasons that opting out of data scraping and enforcing this when AI developers ignore their wishes is not practical for every content producer. They cannot ignore something, and practically thinking, it is not advisable. The other driver is a belief in data processing as a right for AI models, seeing as they do not usually reproduce content they are trained on, but synthesize fresh outputs. They don't reproduce the same thing, but they create new information. Synthesize means create something new, fresh outputs. There are issues with how the royalty amount would be decided. They are supposed to pay, but how would they pay? What should be the percentage? Who should collect? These are certain pertinent questions to be asked. There are issues with how the royalty amount would be decided. Small publishers who put in effort and investment in their work may get annoyed or irritated at receiving as much remuneration a piece as a big media house putting out hundreds of articles a day. It seems small players may object, they may get annoyed because remuneration, it is cannot be justified in the real sense at this stage. But a system for remuneration is urgent, even if flawed. Here the writer says the system is required. It's a must. It may have flaws. It may have loopholes. But system is a must. That is a stand taken by the writer. But a system for remuneration is urgent, even if flawed. Lawsuits pitting AI firms against the publishers of the content they train models on are ongoing. Already some firms must have filed cases. They are going on, and they take a lot of time. You all know that. And no uniform judicial thinking has materialized on the subject. As of now, there is no uniform judicial thinking. Means they are not able to decide because it's a new field. Has not materialized on the subject. The committee correctly notes that waiting for the outcome of any given litigation is unwise. The committee feels waiting for the judgment is not wise because it takes a lot of time. The committee correctly notes that waiting for the outcome of any given litigation, means any court case, is unwise. The white paper, official document showing the framework or the solutions, the white paper and a dissent by tech industry representatives, opposition by tech industry representatives is a promising gesture towards a collaborative framework. Again, a positive stand, progressive, promising gesture towards a collaborative framework. How does it end? The government needs to support this. Government support is required, the writer feels. A flawed system can be deliberated in the courts. The absence of one is a gift to AI firms in the ongoing disruption of the media and net landscape. The writer says we need a system based on remuneration, concept of remuneration, and if there's no system, who will get benefited? AI firms will get benefited. The system may have flaws, no problem, the writer feels. A flawed system can be deliberated. Why? If there are flaws, you can discuss, you can deliberate, you can find a solution in the courts. But the absence of one means the absence of a system is a gift to AI firms in their ongoing disruption. What is the meaning of disruption? Interruption of the media and net landscape. That's all about this editorial. Not easy to understand. You have to read twice, thrice, and you need a bit of background information. Only then you will be able to comprehend. Try to answer these questions. What is a central concern addressed in the editorial? Concern has been expressed. What is it? The decline of media organizations in India, unregulated use of copyrighted content by AI firms, lack of technological innovation in Indian AI, excessive control of publishers, economic slowdown, not relevant. So what is the answer here? B is the answer. Unregulated use of copyrighted content by AI firms. The author's attitude towards a DPIIT working paper is best described as: about the working paper, the writer has taken a clear stand. In fact, a positive stand. Strongly critical, conditionally supportive, seems okay. Completely skeptical, no. Neutral, no. What is the answer? Conditionally supportive. No, B is the answer. Supportive, but conditionally supportive. Which of the following is an implicit assumption made in the editorial? Implied, indirect, assumption, assume, think something to be true, but may or may not have evidence. AI models always reproduce copyrighted content word for word. Content producers are unwilling to contribute to AI development. A completely perfect copyright framework is unattainable in the short term. That's why the writer says we need a system. It may have flaws. Flaws can be deliberated in courts, but a system is a must. Answer is C. Very good. What is the primary reason the author gives for not waiting for court decisions? The writer says we should not wait for court decisions, and also says waiting for the litigation outcome is unwise. Why? What is the reason? Courts lack the technical knowledge? No. Court cases may take too long and delay necessary regulation. Yes, Vishnu. B is the answer. Naidu also got it right. According to the author, who stands to gain most if a regulatory system is absent? Imagine there is no regulatory system. Who will get benefited? Categorically mentioned in the editorial. Small, no. Large, no. Tech industry, no. AI hyperscalers. These guys are going to get benefited. D is the answer. Yes, very good. You guys got it right. Perfect. D. Today I have brought exam topics based questions, and 2 are based on error location, 2 are based on fillers, and word usage also I have brought. Phrase replacement, 1 question. Try to spot the error. Not that difficult, but you got to read meticulously. The resumption, resume verb form. What is the noun form? Resumption. What is the subject here? The resumption. Then we have a phrase of hostilities between Thailand and Cambodia. Put the phrase or clause in brackets. Now check verb and subject and verb. The resumption, singular. Then you cannot use have. What are you supposed to say? The resumption has, exactly, has marked a dangerous unraveling of the fragile truths brokered earlier. Perfect. Subject-verb agreement-based question. Cambodia responded by banning Thai goods and closing key border crossings, driving bilateral ties to a new low, and deepens diplomatic mistrust. Yes. Kumar, resumption, restart. That's right. Good. Again, Kumar. Here we have Cambodia responded by banning Thai goods and closing, parallel expression, key border crossings, driving bilateral ties to a new low, and driving and deepens you cannot use. Driving and deepening, parallel expression, same word forms you have to use. There's an error here. Deepens wrong, deepening diplomatic distrust. Good, you guys got it right. The ceasefire negotiated in July remained extremely, collapsing at the first sign of renewed violence. Context talks about something remained delicate. Because of that, at the first sign of renewed violence, it collapsed. Once you understand the context, easy to get the answer. Extremely delicate, durable, opposite, fragile. What is the other word for delicate, fragile? Extremely fragile seems right. Redundant, not relevant. Affluent, very rich, no. Tangible, no. Feasible. What is the answer here? Fragile. Very good. The conflict threatens to into a regional crisis if dialogue does not resume soon. Threatens to what? This is a bit challenging. Emerge, dissipate, metastasize, withdraw, rejuvenate. Fourth one, who is this? Kumar again says B. Dissipate? No. Answer is C. A, B, C, D, E. Answer is not B, not. Who is this? So many Kumars. No. Answer is. Actually, it goes with cancer, cancerous growth. In this context, emerge we cannot use. Turn into a regional crisis. May develop into a regional crisis. A bit challenging. Word usage. Identify the option in which the given word is used incorrectly. What is the word escalation? In which sentence the word escalation has been used incorrectly? There was a rapid escalation of tensions in the border region. Seems okay. The doctor asked the nurse to escalation. Immediately you have to stop. The escalation in fighting has alarmed neighboring countries. Seems okay. Diplomats fear further escalation unless talks resume. Seems okay. So what is the answer? The doctor asked the nurse to escalation is not correct. Escalate, increase. We cannot use to escalation. B is the answer. Phrase replacement. The decision to suspend the ceasefire have set the stage for renewed fighting. What is the subject here? The decision. To suspend the ceasefire, a phrase, put it in brackets. Ask yourself, will you say the decision have or has? Singular, third person singular, we have to use a singular verb. That means have is not correct. Have is not correct. Are is not correct. Had setting the stage or has set the stage. The decision has set the stage. Simple as that. Yes. That's all for today. I hope you guys have got enriched. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.